Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's energy update with me, your host, Rebecca Meisel. I just finished channeling all the beautiful messages that were coming through from my guides for this week, and we have some really amazing themes. Very excited to dive in. Overall, we have this really overarching theme of connecting with love this week. So, what was really coming through was to really dive in this week into your personal ways of receiving love. So, for some of us, that might look like identifying our love languages. For some of us, that might look like really exploring how can I open my heart and how can I receive love through word, action, and deed, connecting with loved ones, connecting with the universe, connecting with your sacred self, and really allowing yourself this time and opportunity this week to really dive into what unconditional love means, what it means to you, and how you personally are connecting with it, and how you would like to further connecting with it. So, to start off our reading for the week, I actually was told to pull us a card. So, I did. And I want to read what came through. So, it says that you are dearly loved is an eternal truth. For in the grand cosmic scheme of things, only love is real, and only love will remain forever within our hearts. Love does not judge you, it is just unconditionally loves you. It is the true wisdom of consciousness. Seek shelter in love, and you shall hear the song of spirit and be guided by its sacred sound. How amazing is this card to pull for us this week? I really felt the way it was so eloquently put here with this last sentence. Seek shelter in love, and you shall hear the song of spirit and be guided by its sacred sound, was so very apt for what was coming through for us this week. Following that bliss, following that call to love, and letting love lead us in this next chapter of our lives is going to be so transformative for us. So let's dive into all that was coming through here. Knowing that first theme, please keep it in mind as we read through. So, what came through for our first theme here was revealing secrets that we have kept hidden. So, what was really channeling was this energy of resolution, coming to this full circle moment in our lives where we're recognizing perhaps our shadows. We're recognizing these things and parts of ourselves that we've deemed unworthy or not good enough, or we wanted to hide away. So they really were showing me the shadow and the ego being that fierce protector, trying to protect us from it. So I feel like a lot of us might have had some recent downloads lately. Some of us might have had some awareness coming into what exactly those shadows are for ourselves personally, and how we have actually been holding ourselves back from really moving forward in our dreams and ambitions. And dreams and ambitions seems to be a very strong highlight this week because not only do we have a new moon coming in, but we also are starting off a new year. And many of us are making those plans. What do I want this next year to look like for me? What do I want my life to look at like the next year? So, what was really coming through was resolving these issues that have been coming to the surface for us. And to remember that it's okay if you've started off this new year on a more slow note, if you've started off this year feeling down or low or needing to purge things, to know you're not alone in that, and to recognize that this is actually very much the energies that are present right now. So, we're in the winter season. The winter season is all about slowing down, going within, getting in touch, and reigniting our divine feminine and giving ourselves the space to do that. So they're showing me the bear totem coming through very strong here. And the bear totem is such a beautiful reminder for me, as that symbol of going into the cave, retreating, doing that introspective work. And we're really being called to tune into that energy this week, tune into it and welcome it and embrace it. and recognize if you're not feeling like go, 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 and you're not really feeling this high frequency energy in that sense of forward movement, give yourself that grace because you're going to get there. But we need to have this ease mentality. We need to have this slow down and this grace to come in. And they're just giving us this reminder this week to do that. Like take time out to pause. Because once again, they're showing me like the slingshot analogy. So feeling like we're moving backwards, but we're actually being slingshotted forward. So it's absolutely amazing the progress that we make when we slow down. So please remember that and keep that in mind as we move through. So don't judge yourself, have compassion, okay? So what came through was resolving inability to change, resolving where we've been blind to solutions that have been right in front of us. And we're moving beyond fear to trust the process. So I really feel like, once more, we might have had this illumination to our shadows. We might have had this illumination to where we've been holding ourselves back. So we need to have a good look at that and go, okay, what were those things that were really beneath the surface that I did such a good job of hiding myself from? Look at those shadows, send them love. Give yourself this moment of pause to be like, okay, this is what I want to change now. This is what I want to shift now moving forward. So we're recognizing specifically what was really coming through is this inflexibility. So some of us might have been very stuck in a certain way of thinking or a certain mindset or believing that certain possibilities just aren't possible for us. And I really feel like the universe is stepping in and be like, no, 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 this is possible for you. Look where you've been holding yourself back all along just by your mindset or by the way you've been looking at things. And they're giving us this big picture thinking that's coming in. If this hasn't hit this past week, it's hitting this week. We're getting this clarity. So once more, they're really showing me the retreat. Go and meditate. Go and ask your questions to the universe. This was a really big theme last week, was asking, right? Tell the universe what it is you're worried about. Speak to the universe. Give your worries and concerns to the universe and let it be your friend. Let it be your partner. Let it take these burdens and these fears and these questions you have and let them hold it for you. So I really feel called to remind us of that this week, to really state to the universe your questions, what it is you need help with. Be specific and watch as your angels, your guides come in to support you. Okay. So I really feel like we're getting this eye opener this week. So they just showed me the eye opening, like, oh, wow, look, I'm seeing clearly now. I'm seeing the universe is my friend. And we're getting this evidence. Okay. We're getting evidence. We're seeing it come through in our worlds. Okay. So this might be coming through synchronicities. This might be coming through individuals. This might be coming through some manifestations coming to light. And once more, this kind of mirrors last week's reading. If you didn't catch it, I posted it on my YouTube. Okay. So go check it out if you haven't already. But we're really needing to, once again, become more flexible and see where we might need to course correct next time. Right. So once more, where have we been inflexible? Where have we been really stuck in certain belief systems that we now are getting that awareness? We need to change. We need to become more open-minded. Maybe we don't know it all. Maybe we don't know the future in that sense of the worst case scenarios are going to happen. We might have that mentality and it's like, oh no, see how everything worked out? See how the universe stepped in for you? See how this possibility boom came in and changed your whole perspective? Boom came in and changed your whole life. So to keep the faith. All right. So inability to change, resolving where we have been blind to solutions that might have been right in front of us. So they're showing me this wall dropping in, and it's the wall of fear, right? So where were we afraid to speak our truth? Where were we afraid to ask for help? Where were we holding ourselves back from receiving that goodness in our lives? Okay. So we're getting illumination to specifics of where we've been doing that. Okay. Where we need to move beyond fear. Now, they're also showing me this real pent up anxiety. So, some of us might have had a lot of anxiety. We might have been feeling very ungrounded, very insecure. And that's very natural. We're in total new territory. A lot of us are embarking on a brand new way of living. A lot of us are embarking on new journeys, new things in our lives. And so, what's been coming through is like, we're moving beyond this now. We're moving beyond the fear to learn how to trust the process because once again, we're getting this reminder. I feel like last week and this week, hey, we're here for you. Hey, things are changing. Hold out hope. Okay. Don't give up. Don't give up. So, what channeled was you're believing in yourself for perhaps the first time. You're seeing how the universe really is there to be your partner and help you through. Okay. You're seeing how you have capability to face your shadows and win. This is so huge. A lot of us have had these really deep, deep shadows that we've just been like, it's so deep, I can't even comprehend it. It's so deep, I don't even want to go near it. And we protect ourselves, right? But we're facing those shadows. Those shadows are coming to illumination and light, and we are fully aware of them now. So don't be surprised if this hasn't happened already, if this drops in, okay? We're getting illumination to the truth and what needs to shift so we can really expedite our forward movement and live a love-based life. Okay. So what channel was releasing guilt and the need for difficulties, making your journey a beautiful one. I love this. So when we have guilt, when we have shame, oh, I'm dropping my computer here. Um, so when we have guilt, when we have shame, we actually tend to manifest more difficulties, right? Because we have this subconscious belief that we deserve to be punished because we're guilty or we're ashamed of ourselves. So subconsciously, this vibration goes out and we start gathering this forward story. We get this story keeps magnifying and reaffirmed in our reality. So, what's really coming through is this awareness of where we've been holding guilt, where we've been holding shame in our lives and unworthiness and undeservingness. And this is really coming up as we start asking for our dreams, right? This is necessary to remove and become aware of and heal so we can fully embrace this next chapter, so we can welcome in the right things that are in alignment with our vibration, that mirror who we've become, not the story of who we think we are, but who we really are, which is love, right? So they're showing me this removal process where we're purging, we're releasing, and it's neat. They're actually showing me like they're coming, these angels are coming in and they're peeling off these like old skins. They're peeling off these pieces of energy that have been obstructing goodness in your life. And it's this beautiful, once again, full circle moment where we're recognizing our divinity, where we're recognizing our power, who we are fully, and stepping into that. So we're releasing any guilt and shame that is holding us back from fully accepting goodness, from fully accepting the gifts and beauty and the possibilities for your dreams. Okay. So we're with that, we release the need for more difficulties, more challenges. We release the need to experience people and programs that only reaffirm that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve. Okay. So this is really powerful. This is tremendous, like huge. When we think about that, that's massive. So, what story we might have clung to for years and years, that is like being exposed and is being taken out of the equation so you can live a full aligned life. So it's really tremendous. And this is making our journey a beautiful one. Not that it wasn't before, but what I'm really hearing is we're now really seeing ourselves in a totally new way, in a total new light, where it's like, oh my gosh, I've been worthy this whole time. I've been beautiful this whole time, but it's only been my own judgment or the judgment of others that has withheld me from seeing my light, that has withheld me from experiencing goodness in my life, that has withheld me from seeing that I could actually live my dream. Okay, that I could have a peaceful life, that I no longer need to experience self punishment or these heavy vibrations of lack. I don't deserve that anymore. And we're leaning in to the truth, which has been you have been deserving of love and of every goodness this whole time. And we're claiming that truth. This is the shift that's happening. We're ready to say, thank you, universe. Thank you. And receive the gift of your life being authentically yours, of your life being filled with every goodness. We're making our lives, our paths beautiful. So beautiful to the point where they're showing me like us looking around our lives and be like, ah, wow. And I'm getting the chills. So it's just like, look at my life. I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe I'm at this pinnacle point in my life. And it makes me want to cry because it's like, look at you. I'm so proud of you. Look at all the obstacles you faced. Look at all these big shadows that you have been removing. And guess what? You did it. Like this is massive what we've been healing and what we've been doing. And so the universe is really ushering in this next chapter of goodness for you, this next year of abundance and mastery. Okay, this next year is going to be real mastery year for us. So, whatever it is that the universe has been presenting to you, say is a challenge, like they're showing me like our challenges. We're just like, "Ah, this challenge, I just can't get, I always get this one. This keeps repeating." They're showing me this as like coming to resolution. So if there's been repetitive patterns, if there's been repetitive cycles that you're just frustrated about, you can't seem to get past, we are passing them. Okay. This year is all about really mastering our power and seeing our capability and, in fact, manifesting that. Okay. So think about that for a second. Wow. What an opportunity we have before us to conquer our challenges. And I'm hearing it, you've done it. You're doing it. For some of us, they're showing the book close. Okay. So if this resonates for you, celebrate this ending. Celebrate the closed door. Okay. You do not have to face this anymore. This challenge that has been irking you, they're showing me the shadow, right? Always right behind you, always right there. It's removed. We're filling our shadows with light. This doesn't mean we lose awareness of it. It doesn't mean we don't course correct when we start regressing or falling down that pattern. Okay. This very well means we're coming to an enlightenment perspective. So, yes, we're human. We're still going to have challenge. We're still going to have things that will come up and test us. It's life. But we are claiming our power surrounding this now. We're willing to close the door and we're like, no, 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 I see you, right? When it comes up in life, oh, I see you. I see you as that challenge. And no, 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 I am not feeding my energy into you anymore. I'm worth so much more than that. I'm seeing the sanctity of myself. I am seeing the sanctity of my spirit and my energy. And I'm recognizing that I can now be at peace. I can be at peace with myself. I can accept this beautiful life that I have that, yeah, maybe it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me. Right? So we're facing our challenges with this renewed perspective. And for some of us, we are closing out really strong and like, I don't know why I want to say this word, but horrific challenges, like horrific chapters. Okay. So interesting that word horrific wants to come up. So for some of us, it might have made us feel this way, right? So for some of us, they're actually showing our perspectives of viewing ourselves in that light. And we're shifting that story because once again, we're connecting with unconditional love now. we're willing to connect with it now. Whereas before we're just like, no, 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 I'm such a terrible person. Or no, 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 I did this and I deserve to be punished. Or I'm not perfect. So I don't deserve, right? I'm not at this level of success. I don't look like this person or whatever the case may be. And we're denying love. Like they're showing me this hand and it's like, nope, I don't want it. And it's like, it's been there. The universe has been offering it to you, but we've been denying our own good because of these stories that validate we don't deserve it. So imagine when this is removed, this veil is taken away from us. We're no longer going to see ourselves in that light. And they're showing me like Beauty and the Beast story, right? Where, we might have actually hid ourselves away because, oh, I'm a beast. But the universe is presenting as Belle, right? So, what a beautiful little thing. I love when they bring in Disney because it just really adds this extra emphasis to what we're talking about. And it's like, it just takes one person sometimes or the universe to come in and show us you've never been a beast. And even if you made mistakes in your past, love transforms everything, right? So, how can we see that and recognize that the universe is always loving us? It has loved us unconditionally, no matter what we've ever done or whatever mistakes we've ever made. And it sees us in that light. You are lovable. And now you are the only one who needs to see this. No one else is holding you back from love but yourself, right? So we're releasing guilt. We're releasing these things that have withheld us from the goodness of life. And as a result, we're releasing these difficulties, these challenges that have been necessary for us, that have been trying to mirror to us, hey, you feel this way about yourself. Right. And we had that really strong example come up in 2 weeks ago in our weekly reading, where it was all about see where certain scenarios are literally making you feel the emotions you're avoiding and triggering you, right? So, see the interconnectedness in all of this. This was such a big theme the past little while, but now we are going to be clearing and instead echoing out these energies of love, of acceptance, of forgiveness, and prosperity because we're seeing we deserve. So, they're showing me like echoes, like the vibration echoing out, right? So, this is what we're now going to be admitting and receiving back. So, get excited for this. So, what do you want your daily experience to look like? Meditate and do so with joy. Let your joy be your roadmap to life. Where is joy leading you now? So, this was so beautiful. So, this keeps coming up. And I feel like this is a statement that has come through many times in a lot of my readings. And it's like, we really need to remind ourselves that. What do we want our daily to look like? Because once again, we tend to prioritize future as bringing happiness. So, in the future, I'll be happy when I do X, Y, Z. So, I got to suffer first before I get to be at my point of joy or passion or excitement in my life. I got to earn it, right? We're shifting this mentality now. That's not living for us. Stop putting off your life. Live your life. It's now. It's happening now. So, getting this awareness of the present moment and what we're doing on a daily basis to feed our joy. Are you prioritizing your joy every day? And if not, how can you? How can you make your every day look like your dream life starting now? Because once again, that's what we're manifesting is the energy, is the um place that we are now, who we are now, the beliefs we hold now, and those actions we take from those belief systems and from those thoughts. So they're really showing us like this cycle, right? So what are we putting into that cycle? What's going round and round and round, right? Our minds can be so powerful. So, really be mindful of how you're thinking every day, but also what actions are propelling from your thoughts, from your belief systems. So take some time this week to really analyze what you're doing with your daily schedule and how course corrections might be needed to follow that bliss, follow that joy. Okay. Make time for it, prioritize it. And I love this last piece of let your joy be your roadmap to life, right? Because ultimately, that's where we want to be. That's where we want to end up. That's our destination that all of us have is joy. When I'm at this place, when I reach my destination, then I'll be happy. So why don't we just give ourselves happiness now, right where we are? Instead of constantly trying to work for it, work towards it. So let joy guide you. So this was another thing that was really coming through is if some of us are stumped right now, if we're not sure what area we want to go or explore or where we want to be, some of us, we have choices. They're showing me choices, possibilities. The easiest thing you could do for yourself is follow your joy. What gives me the most excitement? What gives me joy in my life? What makes me feel filled with positive energy? Follow that. And don't put a pressure on yourself to make decisions of what you should do. Trust in what you actually desire. Because once again, like we have such a short amount of time in this human body and in this human experience, make the most of it, right? Everything else in the spiritual sense is technically an illusion, right? So, yes, we need to be present in our human experience. It's real for us, right? But we have to also have that reminder of like, okay, is this really important or what really matters right now? So, have that assessment. So, from there, we have new friendships and destined connections. Okay, this is so beautiful. Seeing where we have been closed off from others, second guessing intentions, and not trusting. Where have we been protecting our hearts at all costs, even to the point where we have preferred isolation? It's time to come out of the cave to see you are no longer alone. Okay, this was very interesting. So, a lot of us, they're showing me like we have been purposely put in this isolated state so we could have this self-discovery, okay? Because some of us needed that. Sometimes we're going to have those moments where we need to be alone. We need to go inward. We need to do the purging, the healing that's necessary and release friendships, toxic friendships, things that aren't serving us, right? But what they're showing me this week is things have changed. You've now stepped into yourself. You've now seen your greatness. You've now seen where you're not willing to put up with toxicity anymore. So when you have those boundaries and you've had this inner discovery, you've done the inner work, now is the time, okay, to step out of that cave. And they're showing me the importance of having people there to support you. So even if you're going through toughness this week, reach out for support. You need it, okay? We're not meant to be alone for long stretches of time. Okay, so yes, we might have gotten used to that. And they're showing me like safety, safety in the retreat, where it's like, if I just stay in this little spot and I don't reach out, if I don't have friends, then I can just be safe, right? My heart isn't in it. I don't have to be vulnerable. I don't have to feel like there's a danger of being hurt or betrayed because a lot of our pasts affect that, right? We want to safeguard our heart. So we might have illumination to this of where we've been almost overly good at that, at protecting ourselves. And now it's time to open that heart again. We've set those intentions. I want to live a life of love. I want to connect. Okay, let's go back to that big theme this week. I want to connect with unconditional love. And guess what? People bring that, right? Doesn't mean the people of your past, doesn't mean you have to go back to that space. There's new connections that are available for you. There's people who do want to love you unconditionally, who want to show you what that feels like to have a trusted friend. And so they're showing me the universe is like guiding these individuals to you, but we've been holding back. So analyze that within yourself. Where have I been holding myself back once again from connection, from love in this form in my life? Okay. So once more, this might be holding back from reaching out when you need to. This might be holding back from making a new connection or friend, even though you know they could be a really awesome person for you. This could be hesitancy in taking the next step in a relationship because you don't feel you're worthy, or you're sabotaging that in some way because you don't want to be hurt. Right. So these are things we need to maybe look at this week where we're sabotaging really good connections that the universe has purposely placed in our path for a reason. Okay. So, where are we protecting our hearts at all costs, even to the point where we've preferred isolation? It's time to come out of the cave to see you are no longer alone. Okay. You're not alone. All right. Some of us, once again, we have that belief, I'm alone. There's no one that will get me. Everyone will think I'm weird. Nobody understands me. Right. We can have those really deep stories about ourselves. But illumination is coming to this where it's like, you're not alone. Okay. There's always someone that the universe is going to put on your path to be there for you, who wants to understand you. So, where do we have to be open? Once again, they're showing you flexibility. We need to be flexible. This might be a belief system we've really attached to that is blocking off goodness. So, new partnerships manifesting rapidly with ease and grace. Trust source. Trust and take the leap. Established connections, they are good for your soul. So, once again, they're showing me like the universe has been trying to bring these people in. Okay. So, if we don't trust ourselves, trust source, trust the universe has led these people to you for a reason. Okay. So, what came next was to ask ourselves, who's been on our minds lately? Right? Sometimes we can just think of people and we're like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. And then we'll never reach out. Right? Reach out. Okay. Who's been on your mind lately? Who do you need to reach out to and make an effort? Collaborations are necessary and are leading you to your next connection and next chapter. So, this was really interesting. They were showing me how the people in our lives actually might expedite our forward movement. And that might come through in business collaborations, that might come through as best friend connections, that might come through soul connection, even romantically. Like sometimes we have no idea who we're going to meet, and maybe this person is that connector to your soulmate, right? So give me that example of like this person, we've been trying to show you this person, and you need to like, you're drawn to them, you got to listen to it because it's going to lead somewhere for you. Okay. And this is also bringing us our next chapter in. So for some of us, once again, it's like it's going to bring in more love. It's going to bring in more support. It's going to bring in more ideas and fresh innovation. That's there. That was also coming in like fresh ideas, seeing things that we haven't seen. Sometimes we need people like that in our lives to be like, hey, have you thought of this? Or, hey, do you think maybe you're being a little hard on yourself or blinding yourself from seeing this truth? We need that in our lives. Okay. So trust that. Trust spirit if you feel like you can't trust yourself. Now, the other reminder that they really wanted to bring in was spirit speaks through. Okay. Spirit speaks through. So that's why, like in Reiki, when I teach Reiki, we're taught that we are the vessel, right? So we're the vessel for the Reiki energy to move through, to channel through. Just like when I'm channeling, I'm the vessel. This is my guides speaking. This isn't me speaking, it's their voice. They're utilizing my voice to speak this to you. So we have to remember that sometimes people are that vessel of spirit for us. You never know when a friend is going to come through and give us a really great idea or tell us something that changes our lives. And a lot of times that is divinely inspired. I can tell you how many times I've had individuals come in my life and say something, complete strangers that have said something to me, and it clicked something within myself that literally changed the course of my life. So we have to stop distancing ourselves and realize that people are used by spirit. And that includes you, my friend. You are also used as a vessel of spirit to communicate messages to other people as well. So they really wanted to remind us of that this week. So see the benefit of having others in your life that uplift and make your path easier, right? Because they're like, yeah, sure, you could do it all alone, but hey, like you could just call your friend and get your solution, right? Instead of like sitting and stewing. So spirit uses connections to get you to where you need to be. Then they were showing the importance of scheduling time. So once again, if you see someone in your life and you're like, oh my God, we need to get together more. We need to get together more. And we never do. And you never do. Schedule it. Be like, once a month, we're going to do a brunch, or once a month, we're going to have a phone call. And it doesn't have to be a huge, big deal, right? Like they're even saying, like, go over your pajamas, go hang out and have a pajama day. It doesn't have to be a big ordeal if you're stressed and you're busy. Just make some sort of time, even if that's just a phone call and check in. So prioritize that. Okay, so next came through was to trust and take the leap. So they showed me an individual on a cliffside and Spirit's going, jump. Now, okay, seeing that visual, we're on a cliff and someone tells us jump. Are you crazy? No, I'm on the side of a cliff. Why would I jump? There's nothing to protect me. I'm not safe. I don't know if I'm going to land on my feet. I don't know if I'm going to hurt myself. I don't know if something's going to happen. Okay. Dive into the unknown with fixed intentions. Be clear on where you want to be and remain committed. So this is super interesting because we need to take the leap. This week, we're really being called to trust. And once again, what might come through intuitively may not always be logical. So once again, we might have some obvious things where it's like, well, obviously you need to take this action. That's the logical thing to do. But if your heart is like, whoa, 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 no, we need to listen to that. Okay. Now, the opposite, if we're being called to take an action, even if it's not logical, even if others are saying, no, you should do this, this is more practical, whatever, we need to trust. Trust your intuition, trust source, trust the universe to guide you, and realize that it's not always logical. But guess what? It'll always come through for your highest good in the end. So trust that inkling. Where do you need to take a leap? Where do you need to literally dive into the unknown? Okay. Once again, we're allowed to take a breath. We're allowed to be like, oh my God, I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to work out. I have no idea how I'm going to get to this place. What needs to happen in that? Trust. Okay. Allow yourself to take a breath. Allow yourself to have those moments of fear, but take the leap. Know that you will always be where you need to be and that the universe is your partner. Okay. So what really came through was dive into the unknown with fixed intentions. So once again, with this new moon coming in Capricorn is a very practical sign. It likes to know what it's doing, right? There tends to be this element of control with Capricorn. They're very calculated in a lot of ways. So with that energy coming through, we need to find that balance of like, okay, taking a risk, but also having a fixed intention. So what came through for this new moon is really narrow down what it is you want. So if you know your intention is to become a spiritual coach, okay, keep that intention at the forefront of your mind with every decision, with every choice, with how you're acting every day, what actions you're taking every day. Where's your focus? Is it going to help you move in that direction? Right? So, and where do we need to take a leap of faith? So really be mindful. What is my intention? Identify that. What intentions do I have? Have I spoken them to the universe? Right? So be clear on where you want to be and then remain committed. So that means the next day we're not changing our minds and actually putting other things first again. We're going, oh no, this is my intent. I'm staying fixed on my intent. I'm staying committed, right? Show up every day with grace and will. So our willpower is going to be very important. And that's where we need to be practical. Okay, so that's really coming in here. Take a practical look at your schedule this week. So, what came through was organize your schedule. Where are you prioritizing? Okay, so we might need to slow down and actually take a look at that. Where am I placing my energy? What am I doing first in my day? What are the things I need to really focus on and prioritize? And what can actually wait, right? When it comes to my fixed goal, my fixed intention, what do I need to do to make it happen on a daily basis, right? What energies do I need to be contributing to that on a daily basis? And map out that time. Okay. So prioritize. Now, the next step to this was infuse your goals with passion and devotion. How can I get there? And do so while having the most fun ever. I love this. How can I have the most fun ever while I'm trying to accomplish my goal? Right? So infusing our journey with fun, infusing our journey with playfulness. Because once again, we might have this serious energy that wants to come in where it's like, I need to do it this way and I need to never miss a day, blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. We also need flexibility, right? Like prioritize it, but have fun with it, right? Don't be so hard on yourself that you never want to do it, right? So they're like, be flexible, have fun, take grounded action and enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. So we might also have to look at how can I really make this journey fun for me? Because once again, let's face it, we're way more likely to follow through in something if we really enjoy it than punish ourselves through the journey and suffer through it, right? So once again, this is connecting to that main theme. How can I live a love-based life? How do I need to connect more to what is loving for me? Even when it comes to accomplishing things, getting my to-do list done, doing my everyday work, doing the chores, how can I have a blast while doing it, right? How can you infuse more fun and playfulness in the journey? So, next was releasing fears or fixed ideas. Let source, let passion be your guides and spark creative joy. You never know where it will lead you. Prioritize your passions. So, this was so cool because once again, we're actually being encouraged to follow our bliss. How opposite to what society really has promoted for years and years and years. Go do this, take this formula for life, suffer, do things, work hard, then, at this stage in your life, then you can enjoy it. Do XYZ, this is the formula. And then we all do the formula and we're not happy. Or we're like, oh my God, I actually really don't want to do this. And we have this stuck energy. We have this feeling of like, well, now what? This is how we break the formula for life. This is how we create our own authentic experience, is by listening to our internal guidance system, which is actually leading us to what brings us the most fulfillment and joy, which AKA is your purpose, okay, is your destiny. What if your joy was your spiritual path? What if what gives you bliss and excitement and happiness and fulfillment in your life, as simple as it may be, okay, what if that was your whole destiny here? So do not knock your passions. So if you're like, oh, well, that's not a practical thing for me to do, or like, I love this, but how am I going to make money on it? I don't know. Or, oh, there's all this competition, right? We can come up with absolutely every excuse in the book, and it can even be your own judgment. But guess what? That's you standing in your own way of your bliss. Do you want to punish yourself anymore? Do you want to continue to hold off your dreams? We got to get real. We got to get honest. The universe is calling us out on any bullshit this week. What is holding you back? Do it. Follow through. Commit to your journey. Stop holding yourself back. Okay. Because to them, they're like, that's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. Live your life, right? Live your life. Find a way because there's always a way. We just have to get innovative. And this is where we need to release our fears and our fixed ideas. Okay. So this is where this is coming in. Well, maybe our blockage from doing our joy is a fear of being judged. Okay. Or maybe a fear of being seen. So if those things come up this week, we really need to work with that and go, oh, that's what's holding me back from pursuing what I really want out of my life. So once again, recognize those things. Go, oh, where have I hidden this from myself? Or where am I holding myself back from joy? And where do I need to be more flexible in my beliefs and attitudes? So they're really bringing in the word inspiration. So if you've been afraid, where can we instead go back to things that inspire us to do what we really want to do? And sometimes we don't think about that. When we're thinking about fear, it's like, well, then I got to go into the fear and I got to understand the fear and I got to work with the fear. I got to be in this uncomfortability. And yeah, sometimes you do. But in this case, what I'm hearing is like, just stop feeding it. Stop feeding it. You understood it. So for a lot of us, we understand why we have the fear. We've intellectualized it to death. That's what they're kind of showing me. It's like, now stop. They're like showing me a slap of the hand, like, stop it, stop it. Take that back and now go into what lights you up. Okay. Because when we're not focused on the fear aspect, when we go to the inspiration where it's like, oh my gosh, look at this person, look at they've made themselves so successful in exactly what I want to do, right? Find those sources of inspiration or listen to really inspiring music or things that spark and ignite you to go like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this and follow through in that instead of instantly going, well, oh, I can't, right? So they're actually saying like, put more energy into what inspires you to take forward movement and less into understanding your fear and intellectualizing it. We now just need to cut that off. So I'm really hearing if we've been doing the inner work, then we need to say no, right? We've really been coming to this point in the journey where it's like we understand. Now we just need to say no. Be like, I'm not going to repeat this cycle. I'm not going to feed the fear, right? I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to choose this new belief system. So they're showing having boundaries with that, okay? And where we need to be flexible. So once again, if our fear comes up and says a certain thing, can you question it? Can you go, well, what if that wasn't true? What would that mean? Right? So use that as a journal prompt. If that comes in, write down your fear and then right after that, what if this isn't true? What else could actually be true? Right? And you might be discovering exactly what you need to hear. So let source and let your passions be your guides. So follow your bliss, my friends. Let the universe speak through you. Let it spark your creative joy. Okay. So once again, they're showing me like, don't get attached to outcomes with it because what stifles the joy? Sometimes it's like, oh, well, we see this a lot with creators. You know, they started off being super passionate about what they do, but then they do it every day and it pays the bills. It kind of takes the joy out of it because now they're doing it for someone else, right? Where do we need to release that mentality of like, this is for someone else and go, no, this is for me. This is mine. This is how I express a part of myself. This is how I voice my truth in the world. And allowing yourself to connect with that creativity within yourself and create from that space of bliss, not according to what trends are or what other people think or these pressures and societal belief systems that have impacted us that way. Remove that. Let yourself be in the now. Okay. So once again, they're really showing me music is important this week. Music helps you really come back to the present and get into feeling, right? Feeling, not intellectualizing. So if you need creativity, if you need to kind of spark that, if you're getting like writer's block, things like that, they're like, listen to things that inspire you, that make you get into your heart space, to feeling. Okay. The key is not to think, It's to feel. That's where creativity really moves through. And they're showing me the sacral chakra flowing with water, right? So pouring out free flow. There's no dams, there's no nothing blocking that abundance, that flow. So prioritize those passions. You are seeing clearly where you want to be, narrowing down and removing things and people, situations, and events that no longer align. Okay, maintain your peace in the process. All is well. Okay, so I love this so very much because once again, we're getting clarity this week. We're getting illumination to where we really want to be, who we really want to be, what our destiny is, what our path is, right? And to not put pressure on it. We're flowing. Okay. So there's so much about the sacral chakra and then working through the heart space this year or this year. Oh, that could very well be this year. But this week we're really getting that come through. How can I work with my heart? How can I work through my passion? And how can I be in a space of peace and make that my reality? Like, could you imagine moving through your everyday life in complete peace and harmony and bliss? You know, a lot of us, it's like, oh, I can't even imagine what that'd be like. Well, start imagining and start making it your reality, right? So we're starting to see that and we're starting to narrow down, okay, on what we really want. So when we get this clarity, these little things are going to float away because they're not aligning anymore. So that might be people, that might be events, that might be anything that disrupts your peace and your flow. You might get awareness to that this week. Like, oh, this is actually, really getting in the way of what I want to do. So we're taking action. Okay. So maintain your peace in the process. If people walk out of your life, if people are being removed from your life, if you're recognizing things that don't resonate, if you do something that you used to love and you're like, this just ain't for me anymore, don't guilt yourself in that process. Don't try to hold on to it. Accept it and let it be what it'll be. And that really includes our relationships. Okay. So for some of us, we're going to get awareness to certain relationships where it's ended. It's like, okay, like this isn't going to work. And I'm really getting it. It might just happen where you just go different ways. You're going different paths. You're growing different ways. You're different people. And it's coming to that acceptance. And it's like, yes, grieve that and be sad. Feel how you feel. But what I'm more so feeling is it's an acceptance this week. It's less grief and more, okay, I see that this wasn't meant to be. And we're finding peace. We're finding peace in that. We're accepting that we all have our own journey and it's very freeing. Okay. So maintain your peace. What can keep me in a state of peace? And how can I recognize that all is well? If things don't resonate with you anymore, that's okay. Focus on what does. Let it go. Surrender. Let the universe show up for you. So next came dream and ruminate. Believe in yourself and reimagine what life could be without all the fear and all that holds you back. This week, play in that reality and watch as it takes form. So really reiterating what came through earlier, right? Can you imagine it? Put yourself in that energy. Make it a reality. Watch as it then takes form, right? So what we create, what we focus on is going to magnify in our reality and manifest. So next what came through was security and balance are here. Claim them. See how the universe has provided for you. See how it always safeguards you. You are the most beloved. It loves you more than you could ever imagine. Solutions are here and always will be. Just trust. So this seemed like a very important paragraph, okay? Because a lot of us, once again, we might have been coming in this space of feeling unstable, feeling like we don't know what's next. We're jumping into the unknown and just hoping and praying we're going to land on our 2 feet. Okay. So it might feel like such a big test of our faith and it might feel terrifying. Okay. We're allowed to be scared. We're human beings. But what's so beautiful is I'm hearing we're going to see the evidence of what happens when we take that leap of faith and trust the universe and the results that stem from that. So the universe is once more showing me that things are going to show up that help you realize that you could trust, to validate that story like, wow, I made the right choice. I'm so glad I listened to myself. I'm so glad I focused on my intuition and not my fear. And I'm so glad I didn't ever sacrifice my integrity because now I'm here. Now the universe is showing me what my life could be. Now the universe is showing up and showing me what is possible. And I just keep hearing, say this to yourself, speak this to the universe, show me the good. Keep showing me what is possible for my life. Show me, help me connect to it, help me see it, help me feel it, right? Keep affirming that to the universe. And I'm seeing we're going to see the results. So, with these results that are happening, we get this validation like we could trust. We could trust all along. And we're having this amazing, eye opening experience that, wow, the universe really is here for me. The universe has been listening. The universe is showing up. And it's like this, wow, I can't believe it. Me? I get to have this experience. I get this. And it's this amazing reveal because a lot of times we can once again intellectually know it and be like, yes, I logically know the universe is my partner. The universe is always working with me. But when we see it, it's like a whole other level. We connect to it, we see the evidence. And that's what's coming through. And it's showing us how we've been safe all along. Just gives me the chills. You are its most beloved. You're realizing how loved you are. You are realizing that you have been loved this whole time. It makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. It's so amazing how all these programs, all these beliefs and illusions were holding us back from that unconditional love from God, from the universe. And now we're releasing that illusion from our lives. We're going, you know what? I want to feel that connection. We are believing in oneness. We're no longer the exception to that rule. We are always connected. We are always loved more than you could ever imagine. Right? And they're showing me the universe taking our hand like that loving parent and be like, come on, I got you. I got you. You are so safe. You've always been safe. You just didn't see it sometimes, and that's okay. But we're reminding you right here, right now, that it's safe for you to move forward. And they're just taking our hands and leading the way. All we have to do is trust and feel into that truth that we're safe. You are safe. I love this next part. Solutions are here and always will be. Trust. Okay. How often have we gone through challenges and we couldn't even believe that we will ever make it out alive, that we'd ever make it out, and yet we do. And we end up being stronger and better and more ourselves than ever. We become refined. We go through this process and then we realize it's like, wow, I'm okay. There were moments I thought I would never be okay, that I could never see the light in this situation. But look at what ended up happening. Look at how the universe brought me through. Look how I brought myself through and showed up. And we have to remember those things that happen in our lives, those challenges, and our strength and our resilience, because we tend to forget that. When we're afraid, we forget how strong we are. When we're afraid, we forget what we've already come through and what challenges we've already surmounted and the power and resiliency it took. And the universe is saying, look how solutions always come up. There's always a solution to every problem. And the universe is providing those solutions right now. So I'm really hearing this month, we're going to get a lot of solutions to our big problems, our big cycles. We're like, oh, okay, I'm getting it. I learned what I needed to learn in the fear. I've learned what I needed to learn in the unknown. I'm learning to trust. I'm learning to know that there will always be a solution provided to me. So I don't have to worry anymore. I don't have to live in a state of fight or flight anymore, right? Just trust. How amazing. So next came through, stop comparing yourself to others. Okay, so this is a big, strong message this week as well. When we are moving through these chapters and as we are cultivating our dreams, do not fall into comparing yourself. Okay, so stop comparing yourself to others. This is your dream. You are uniquely you. There is no other that is the same. Zero in and focus on your talents and ability. You are more capable than you could ever know. Drop into peace. All is coming in perfect time. There is no need to worry. You will always be provided for. You are exactly where you need to be. So this is something that could sabotage our forward movement. This might be a shadow that is revealed to us this week where we are comparing. And what do they say? They say comparison is the thief of joy, right? So where are we doing that? Where are we letting ourselves fall down that trap or that rabbit hole? Stop. Stop. There is only one you. Okay? You are here to be you. And you are meant to have your journey. So stop comparing. Okay? You are exactly where you need to be. Don't compare your success to other people. Okay? Redefine. So review what you've learned. This was next. Review what you've learned. What have you overcome? How did the universe show up for you? How did you show up for yourself? Be so very proud. You have done more than you could ever imagine. And we are with you every step of the way. That is how much you matter. That is how much we care. We are now ready to watch you rise. How amazing is this? You've done the work. You're ready to rise. And the universe is going to be with you every single step of the way. You will never be alone. You are never alone. So take the universe's hand this week. Take the hand of your soul family this week. Let yourself be upbuilt. Let yourself see the love and support that is always available to you. Connect with the unconditional love of this universe. That is our theme this week. Take the universe's hand and keep asking it to show you. Show me the goodness of my life. Show me how good it can be. Show me what unconditional love really means and help me welcome it. So, my friends, that's all I have for this week. What a powerful reading. I have gotten chills up and down this whole time. So please let me know how it resonates for you. I'm so excited to see what all of you do, what all these mountains you're moving and conquering as you step into your most authentic self. If I can be assistance to you this week, please let me know. I'm going to be posting some new offerings soon, so please keep posted for that. And if you'd like to book a little healing, a little support, or even just some intuitive chat with me, you can do so on my website, RebeccaMeisel.com. A little final announcement as well is I finished my memoir and I have revamped it. I have given it a whole new reformatting. So it is now ready and available for purchase on Amazon, as well as my ebook you can get on my website as well if you prefer a digital format. The audiobook is also in its processing stage, so stay tuned for that as well. If you'd like any more details or if you'd like to ask me any of your questions, please feel free to email them in. Lots of love and light, my friends. Have a beautiful and blessed week.